My biggest fear is I don't want to piss him off.
Then what are you doing, dude?
This was that 28 unit property in Hollywood. I was able to show the property, found a buyer who also owns a lot of property in the same area. We toured it, realized that the seller was asking for 4 million net commissions. Essentially, he said that he's put $400,000 of capex into it. When we walked the property, we realized that's not true at all. It's an actual, it's like a slum. They've got terrible tenancy, rebar.
It's like, I know you mentioned that you were doing, you put in $400,000 worth of work. Where did you spend the money?
Yeah, he said he did it in the units, and when we walked through the units, there was some capex, but nowhere near $400,000 that has been done to the property. My guy wrote up an offer for 3.375, and even then he was still hesitant to even submit something. And then the seller reached out to me yesterday, and I've tried to sell another property of his, and the same thing. He wants a lot, or it doesn't seem terribly unreasonable, but when you actually see the property, it needs a lot of work, and I just know he's going to get pissed when I present this. He is a buyer, but he's a very, very low basis buyer too. So I don't know. I'm just wondering what's the best approach. My biggest fear is I don't want to piss him off. And then honestly, if he's a buyer, I don't want to lose the opportunity to send him a deal. But I've sent him a couple deals.
Let's call a spade, man. Right? Let's call a spade a spade. What is the likelihood, if you brought him deals, that he's actually going to be offering something fairly close to a number that would actually get a deal done at any point in time in the near future?
Yeah, he's only looking for steals right now. So
okay, so then the answer is probably slim to none. The odds of you keeping him as a buyer because you want to do deals with him sometime in the near future, the odds of you doing deals with him anytime in the next year or two or three, unless there's absolute unbelievable opportunities, which somebody else will probably pay substantially more money than this guy. What are you trying to hold on to?
I guess just the idea that he buys, because I've seen him buy a lot of stuff. But to your point, I probably have other people who are easy to work with.
Do you understand? Like, of course, like you run the risk of pissing him off, and at the same time, there's ways to set up the conversation that he's going to react. You can't control reaction. Like, I want you guys to all hear this. Like, making an offer, like, we can control what we offer because obviously we're only going to make offers in which we'll make money, right? Like, you're not going to make an offer where you lose money. That's idiotic. Any type of legitimate offer that somebody would literally want today is going to be, you're going to offer them a fair, whatever fair market value is to any and all buyers, right? Yourself, myself, or any other buyer included, right? Our job is to provide any and all offers that we can source. If he reacts in some type of way, you can't control that. Because think about what's best and worst scenario. Best and worst case.
Best case, he accepts it.
Best case, he accepts it. Worst case?
He doesn't, and I don't waste my time on it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, this is ridiculous. I'll never sell at that kind of price. I need $4 million or nothing. Okay, thank you for more information that you're not actually a seller.
In my head, I was just going to approach the situation of give an idea. There's someone who owns a lot of property in the area, and we toured it. We saw that there's quite a bit of capex that still needs to be done. Here's an offer, and just let him respond to it. And then if he says absolutely not, would you suggest saying, okay, well, he's interested in the property. What number gets this done? And then if he still's like it has to be a 4.
Yeah, I mean, look, the intention of submitting offers is to try to get some type of counter. You want a counter of some sort that's better than the current offer provided, right? Or current terms provided. He's offering it at net of $4 million. You need at least 4.2 to really get something done. Maybe 4.1. You can do it for a tight commission, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Anything at this point would be a plus. And you come to him like, listen, like you can even tell him, like, listen, I put this in front of every single one of the most seasoned buyers in the marketplace, and even some non-seasoned ones who maybe would just throw a decent offer out there because they don't know better. And every single one of them is between 3 million and 3.4. And the only time I've even had somebody who's even remotely north of that number is if you were willing to do some type of fairly lucrative win-win situation with seller financing. So if you're not open to that, it doesn't seem like this is going to be the right time to sell. And that's okay, because then you stop spending and stop wasting your freaking time with a guy who's not going to sell. It's like with a girl who's not that into you. Stop. And like, I hate wasting my time with people who don't want to sell. It's like, I wish you just told me. It's like, it's okay. I really don't care. Like, you could be very blunt with me. I'm just not interested in selling. Fantastic. Have a great day. I'll call you back in every 6 months until one of us dies. That's how it works. And maybe at some point the $4 million number works because either rates have gone down, the area's exploded, or he's he's come down on his price. That's it. I just like I like fast. I like speed. Money likes speed. And it's like, I just don't want to keep wasting my time on a guy not really that interested in selling. And if they really are interested in selling, they want some stupid, ridiculous number. Because think about it. Even if you listed this property for sale, think about that experience. You list it for sale.
It would be rough. Yeah.
right? 4.3, 4.5, throw it out there. You take a bunch of nice photos. You spend the time, energy, and effort to try to market the property. You get 1,000 phone calls on the property, and he still never budges off the number. Maybe, just maybe, you get somebody to offer 3.6, 3.5. But if you want to try to get this deal done, I would see if he's open to seller financing in any capacity, what terms he would agree to. And then if he's not interested in seller financing, you'd be like, listen, like, why don't we just keep in touch? If I find a good deal for you, you know, we'll take it from there. I don't like to hold on to hope. Like, I'm not a hope player, right? Or faith. I don't have faith in these people where, like, I need a paycheck, right? Like, everyone here needs a paycheck. And if they're not interested in selling and I have no way of getting a paycheck in the foreseeable future with this individual, ta-ta.
Yeah, that's helpful. You know, Rodney and I talk about this all the time about trying to submit offers, getting offers, even if it's a low offer. With this, I mean, with some people, I haven't really cared submitting low offers. This guy, for some reason, is one of the first guys I've pitched offers to since I started. And maybe it's PTSD of him getting pissed off and all that, but I guess presenting.
Has he declined north of this number?
Yes.
Then what are you doing, dude?
Well, I mean, I haven't presented this. I had another broker tell me that he got an offer on the same property for like 3.7. He said no.
Okay, so I'm just saying, like, why are you wasting your time?
That's what I was saying. I wonder if it's even, should I present it and say, hey, look, I know this is
but
not
like,
what you're
saying, look, what I'm saying is, like, you already know the guy's not interested. It's so then who cares if you present it or not? Don't make it weird. You know what I mean? Like, rip the Band-Aid off, present an offer, and call it a day, and then move the hell on and find a guy who actually needs to sell and wants to sell for a better price. You know?
No, that's right. 100%, man. It's all head BS.
Hey, Henry. So yeah, I'm very new. I just started going through the trainings and stuff, but I've been doing commercial for a little bit, and I've got a couple listings from before. One's a very low price point, $595,000, but in a market that's extremely low inventory in Arizona, Chandler, Arizona. And then, you know, I'm in a larger team that's got some other buildings up to $8 million that might have, you know, 60% occupancy and retail centers and like a ASC, ambulatory service center that's not occupied right now. I'm wondering, should I utilize those to start, you know, to get that foundation of buyer leads, or should I just go cold, start over?
I don't like to ever really think in the world of either or. I always think in the world of both. So I look at it like every single day, every person here and in the industry needs to be generating opportunities, right? So spend an hour or two a day finding sellers who would like to sell at a fair price. You need to find at least, like we talked about, 2 of those a day. The entirety of the rest of the day is just trying to get written offers on any product that you can get paid on. So that's the deals that you generated. That's the deals your team has. That's the listings you have, like all of it. First half of the day, it's like, you know, and even maybe if it's going to at the very beginning of your career here, kind of restarting, like we were talking about, like, you know, maybe for the next 90 days, maybe it's like 75% lead gen and 25% offer generation. And then to slowly, as you generate more and more and more leads that you have, that you can convert them, because you might have to work double time to get half the result right now, because that's just the type of economy we're in right now. Like in 2021, you could have prospected for 2 hours and gotten like a ton of leads. You had 9 leads and they all want to sell for a great price. You would have done whatever. In 2024, it's the opposite. You prospect for 2 hours, you might get nobody. You know, 75% lead generation, 25% offer generation for the next 90 days. And after the first 90, I'd probably start doing 50-50. 50% lead gen and then 50% offer gen.
If you find somebody that is underperforming or the property that is underperforming and there's not a whole lot of motivation for the person to, you know, bring it up to performance and to switch them or get them to sell that property and get them into a higher performing property, even though their property may not be worth as much as they think.
Yeah, I
don't know. I don't know if I'm clear.
What I'm hearing you say is, if you have somebody where the property's underperforming, what can be done? What am I doing? What is my team doing in order to not convince the owner to sell, but try to work that deal the best possible? That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Okay, so if they're underperforming and you know you can put them, you know, if they sell, let's say they think their property is worth 2 million, is actually worth 1.25, let's say. If they sell that property and put that money into a higher performing property, is it better than to help them get that property up to par? I don't know.
Yeah, so I think that it's just having a very clear conversation with sellers these days. I think it's, you know, and having the product prepared already, because no one believes in hocus pocus bullshit. Oh, well, you could put this in a deal. You could do this. You could do that. Show them an opportunity in which they actually can invest their money into and where the returns would be. Showing the proof of concept in real time will get people to make decisions. But when you talk about hypotheticals, people don't believe shit. People don't believe that. People don't believe hypothetical. People want to see real, raw, clear data. And if you can show them that, that's why I like to present offers like in writing instead of just presenting verbal. People like to see real, raw, clear data. Like, okay, I got an offer for you. Great. Where is it? Like, oh, it's this price. Okay, well, there's also a lot of terms in there you got to look over. So same thing with bringing deals to them. Well, listen, hypothetically, did you plan on renovating this property? No, I'm just going to keep it the way it is. Okay, well, have you thought of investing in, selling this property and then investing in a larger deal where you might be able to get larger returns? No, I've never really thought about it. Okay, well, if the opportunity presented itself, would you at least consider it? Sure. But keep in mind that when you're trying to open up these ideas, Aggie, instead of just dealing with individuals who actually would like to sell for a fair price, you end up spinning your wheels a lot of the time because you're creating an opportunity where they're probably not they're not really interested in doing it.
Yeah.
Because you might convert every now and again, but the odds of doing it is rare, especially in this economy.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.